I care because young people around the world are taking up the fight against HIV and AIDS.
I care because everybody has a right to live.
Well, I care about this epidemic, and I care because it matters to our country. America is a country that should keep its promises.
I care because HIV is spreading and people are dying of AIDS because of injustice.
I care, and I care because I'm a mother, and many children are being orphaned, and I can't look the other way as a mom.
I care about the people who feel that they have no power to make leaders and decision makers do what's right.
I care, and I care because I value human life.
I care quite simply because in my entire adult life, I have never seen such an irresponsible and unnecessary loss of life.
Now I open my eyes. As a friend of mine, he one time asked me what was the opposite of love, and I said hate, and he said no, the opposite of love is indifference. You know, that the fact that you don't love someone doesn't necessarily mean that you hate them, but that you don't care what happened. You know, yeah, that's more painful.
HIV is a virus that is spread from person to person. It is a biomedical problem that can be dealt with that way. But in fact, if you look at how AIDS is being spread globally, you learn quickly that it's a global justice issue. AIDS is a manifestation of economic injustice. It's poor, impoverished people that are affected by AIDS. It's about racial injustice. It's people of color who are disproportionately affected. It's about gender injustice. 60% of HIV/AIDS cases in sub-Saharan Africa are women. This is the paradox of HIV/AIDS. It's the challenge and the opportunity, in my mind, that we have to deal with all those injustices. We actually have to fix those in order to stop global AIDS.
The conference is about taking action, and we're at the point where we don't need so much to talk about the problem. We really need to talk about how do we get to the solution. And it's just thrilling to see all these people here who are about taking action to get to the solution.
Action is what we need, and action is now, and we need it now.
I think this conference is unique because it is targeting grassroots energies, and this is where HIV lies, and this is where the solution to the HIV and AIDS problem is actually going to come from.
We are joining together to stop global AIDS. We are breaking down the walls that separate us as people on the planet.
I have primarily been involved myself with church organizations in an ecumenical way. So I found a legislative arm of the Presbyterian Church, and it informed me via email of a woman's journey to Africa, and did go to South Africa and Zambia with 35 other women. It was sponsored by Global AIDS Alliance. And I think you can't go on a journey like that without being changed considerably. And I was so inspired by the courage, and putting some faces with the statistics is very important. So I think we can just help people learn. Just in our small community of 30,000, I've started with church groups, I've moved into service groups, philanthropic sororities, schools. I rarely get a group that wants to just stop with the knowledge. Generally, they want to inquire, well, how can we start? What can we do? And I usually leave some sort of handouts, a name, resources, inviting them into action. And I think that will happen. I think they'll take action in however they see fit in their organization or in their group.
People can take very small, limited actions They can place a call to Congress. They can place a call to the White House. They can drop an email to the White House. They can attend a meeting. And those small steps have a huge impact on changing awareness and changing policy. What I've learned in this work is that a congressperson that gets 15 letters on an issue, that issue then goes to the chief of staff. If we get things going where you can get 300 letters to a member, then it really gets to the member. You know, so it's not a huge task that we're asking for. We're asking for people to take a few minutes once a week.
If there is a very considerable effort on the part of an organization like the Global AIDS Alliance to bring together all its activist colleagues and agencies, and I actually think that lobbying legislators is a very important role for activists, that to amass the information, to make sure that they have the arguments in place, that the arguments are well documented and essentially unanswerable, and then to seek appointments with legislators or with their staffs, or to write letters, or to publish op-ed pieces, or to have discussions within the community to alert other people to what is required. I think putting pressure on the politicians who make the decisions is really what is needed in this case, because every day that goes by, every week and month we lose, people are dying, and what is so excruciating and unconscionable about it is that they're dying unnecessarily. We have the drugs at a low enough cost to keep people alive.
We need to capture the passion and the interest of ordinary Americans and focus that passion and energy and knowledge and expertise on a goal of winning access to affordable treatment for all. Americans, when they get angry, they don't want to sit and stew. They want to do something. They want to know that their government, that the pharmaceutical companies, that their leaders can be held accountable.
And when people are being devastated by AIDS and other diseases, and their societies are being decimated, democracy fails and security fails. The situation is that we've had over 65 million people infected so far, 25 million already dead. At the same time, we have the programs, we have the technologies, we have the drugs, the AIDS medications to prevent, care for, and treat the disease. It's time to make those programs available equitably now.
We have to ask our politicians, we have to personally ask them, do not put greed above this person's life. A person's life. Don't do that. We care about this person. Just because he's not outside of our sight doesn't mean that we don't care about it. And I think that the politicians will only hear that from us. My friend told me that it's not bad what the president is doing. It's bad that we are letting him do it.
We realize this is a big country. It's easy to feel that you're off alone somewhere and you don't have a lot of allies nearby that can support you in what you're doing. That's the importance of the Global AIDS Alliance, in giving you the material that you need and the speakers you need. People will come to your area and visit you and speak to groups that you would bring together and give you the support that you need. It can also connect you up with local experts, people that you might not even know are there. Bring people together and give them more confidence. Knowing that they're really not alone. They're actually part of a national and even a global network of people who care about this issue and are demanding change. The cases where